Hi, my name is Gia Clay. I just graduated this year, 2024, and I run the 400. I was the state runner-up, and I got fifth at Junior Olympics. I've been running for since I was like seven, I think. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Running
Cool.
since you were seven. Who got you in the track and field?
My mom did. She said I had like way too much energy, and so she was like, "You have to put that energy somewhere." So she put me in track, and I was running for the Indies Racing Cheetahs for a very long time. So yeah,
Oh wow. Who was the coach when you were with the Cheetahs? Want to give them a
Coach
shout
Harry,
out for sure. Coach
Coach
who?
Harry,
Okay.
Coach Harry. Yeah,
Shout out to Coach Harry. So
yeah. Shout out Coach Harry.
so you started when you were seven. How'd you come across the 400? That's not an event usually people are, you know,
So,
attracted to in track and field. What started that path?
so when I first started running, I was a 1 and 2 runner. I did the 1, 2, and I did long jump. And then I got to, I think it was like fifth grade field day or something, and they put me in the 400, and my spike came off, but I still won the entire race. So after that, I was like, okay, I can start. When I was like 10 or 11, I was like, okay, I think I want to do the 400. I don't know what the reasoning really was, but for some reason, I was attracted to the 400. And so I
Wow.
started doing that. Then I stopped doing the one, and I stopped doing long jump when I got to like middle school.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, is that
Wow.
like your favorite memory of when your field day when your shoe came off, or is it, or do you have other memories when it comes to track and field that kind of
Um,
make you smile?
that was a pretty prominent memory because it was crazy to me that my spike came off and I still won. But
Right.
favorite memory would probably be, hmm, I don't know, probably like I really liked like freshman year or like sophomore year, just the atmosphere of like the team, my school
Mhm.
team. I really like that. So I don't really know have like a specific memory. Maybe like the bus rides or something like that was really fun and something that is really prominent in my head that I remember that was fun.
Okay.
Ooh,
Now, did you say your school earlier? You said what school?
Oh
no.
no, I went to Pike.
Okay. Share the love. Share the love.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Who are your
yeah.
coaches
Pike High
at
School.
Pike?
Shout out,
Yeah.
shout out right now. Coach Garvin and Coach Long, Ivory Long, and Lance Garvin. Love them lots. Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to the Pike coaches. Woo woo. So
Now,
do you have anybody that inspires you in the sport? I mean, we have some amazing athletes now, but who inspires you in
Um,
track and field?
Lena Irby, because she went to my school. So
Yes.
it's Lena Irby. If you don't know, the Olympian that went to my school, 400, 200 are her primary. She has all the cool records and stuff. So very hard to break. So I look up to Lena Irby, Flojo, because recently I learned that she had broke the world record in Indiana. I didn't know that happened. I didn't know it was
Mm,
like at in Indianapolis. So when I
yes.
found out, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, so probably Flojo and Lena Irby.
That's what's up.
cool. Now,
Yeah.
what since Lena came from your school, have
Mm.
you ever had a chance to like have a conversation with her?
Yeah, one time, Coach Mike, the Storm coach, he had her on the phone one time. He was like, "Hey, Lena's on the phone," and just like passed me the phone. I was like, "Oh, hey, like, hey, girl," and then she was like, "Oh, just good luck. Like, we're wishing you luck and stuff." And I think she
Um,
was at some big meet too, and so I was like, "Oh, good luck to you too." But yeah, he just passed me the phone one time, and then another time she came to my school for a football game, and they like recognized her and stuff. And so, when she came for that, I met her and took a picture with her. But yeah.
That's cool.
so you mentioned Coach Mike. Not everybody knows who Coach Mike is. So you said Coach Mike Storm. What's
Oh
that?
yeah. Okay. So I run for an AAU team, like a over the summer team. It's called Indy Storm. Great team. Love them lots. Yeah. I would definitely, if you're gonna run track, I definitely would say to run for like a summer team.
What would you say? Well, track is kind of a challenging sport. Would you
Mm-hmm.
agree? How would you
Yes.
say what would you say is the most challenging aspect of the sport overall?
A lot of different sports are mostly team based, and track is completely independent. When you get out on the track, there's nobody else but you on there, so nobody can come and save you. If you're in like a team sport, a lot of the time your teams can carry you or your teams can save you. And track, it's just you out there. So I like it personally because I don't have to rely on anybody else. But I feel like some people would say that would be challenging, but I like that part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I have to follow up with one thing with that.
Yes.
Now you
Okay.
said no one can save you. You're out there by yourself. Now I was at the USA Track and Field Junior Olympics, and I watched
Hmm.
you get the baton when your relay team was in like fifth or sixth place, and I watched you
Hmm.
bring that team from fifth or sixth place to like second. So
Hmm.
essentially, you saved your relay team, but you said nobody can save you. But I mean, I'm just
On
saying,
a relay.
yeah,
Yeah. Your individual contributions on the relay
right.
led to you all
Yeah.
going from fifth to second. So that's pretty dope.
But even it feels different running. Like when I run individually on a 400, the stress is like it's all my stress. But when it's on a relay, then the stress is all four of our stress, or like it's dispersed evenly between everybody. So it's a little less nerve wracking because you have like somebody to share that anxiousness with. But when you're by yourself and you're in like an individual event, I feel like, I don't know, you're more nervous to me in an individual event than you would be a relay to me.
Wow. Wow. So track being super competitive, and you've been on some great platforms, like big platforms, going to nationals, AAU, USATF, and state runner up. How do you prepare mentally for high level competitions?
At first I hadn't been like really. I like the nervousness of it, and I know if I'm nervous, then I feel like that'll make me do better the more nervous I am. But it was, I think, USATF regionals this year. I don't know if it was because I graduated or what, but I started feeling like I wasn't as hyped up for a meet and stuff. And so it was a lot of just self motivation and like talking to myself at regionals. And I was just like, okay, G, like, you know what you can do. You've done it a million times. A bunch of people have done it before you. Like, it's fine. You got it. Like, you're probably faster than these people. Like, you got it. It was just a lot of like talking to myself and a lot of prayer. And then I ended up PRing that day. So recently I've been trying to like talk to myself a lot more before my event and be like, Gia, like whatever you're stressed about it, but you've done it however many times. You haven't died. You're still out here alive. You're living. So
Mhm, mhm.
just get through it like you've been getting through it. And yeah.
And I have a follow up to that, right? So you were able to
Mhm.
recognize, like, okay, maybe I'm not as locked in or focused. Um, how do you combat, if any, negative things come into your mind before a competition, or how do you combat that?
Um, Usually the negative things that come to me are from like other people. So sometimes
Okay,
like people will
okay,
like, or like not even like necessarily my family, but like sometimes they'll say little stuff and I was like, okay, I can't talk about it. Like I
right.
can't talk. A lot of times I just tell them, hey, I can't talk about it. Like I don't wanna think about it. I don't want to get like too hyped up about it. But when I think about it myself, I'm more like, okay, you got it, you know. But sometimes my family or like my friends will talk about it. They'll be like, okay, but so and so's in no, 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 don't talk about it. Don't mention it. Just it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And I should be like, it's okay, Gia.
So last follow up to that, you keep pulling out things that I think are really important. Sorry, because we're for athletes to know. So you're able to block it out when it's family and friends. What if it's a teammate? How, if at all, have you experienced that? And if so, as a recent graduate, I'm sure a lot of your teammates were looking up to you. So what do you do? Oh, I'm afraid. I'm nervous about this. You okay? You not like, how have you kind of even helped your teammates along or block them out for that matter? Negative conversations were coming up.
So I think it was like junior year, and I was on a 4x1 that was pretty negative, I would say. It was a lot of like fear that they would like. It was at state one time, and we were talking about. And it was a 4x1. Like it's not that it's not that deep, but it's like we don't have to get all. We're not gonna die because it's 4x1. So they were very, to me, negative about it, and so we ended up running not the best because of how in their head they were. And so I just try to like block it out, and I'm like, guys, don't think about it. Like it's not something we need to be stressing about, really. Just we've done it before. Like it's not, I don't know. And so with the now, like the senior year, I felt like they were asking me a lot of questions on like how to do stuff. And so I was like, okay, you got it. Like if you want to run the 400, run it with me. I was really trying to push them to like in practice, run reps with me to push yourself, or they'll be like, oh, I'm scared. And I'm like, okay, well, if she's faster than you, you're pushing yourself to be better. That's how you really have to look at it. A lot of people see it as like competition or like they're scared. But if you think about it, the person who's faster than you, they're your competition. You want to like stay on their hips so then you can be better and better yourself. Because it's an individual sport where you're racing other people, but really you're racing against yourself. And you're like, you're trying to, if you beat somebody, cool. But if you like beat your own time, you're going to feel way better about it.
That's
Same.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that's leadership at its finest. Like really, uh, we have an advantage because we see you in the summer, but just
Mhm.
observing, even though we're messing around in the sand pits and high jump pit and all that stuff, we get to watch and observe and see who's doing what. And we saw
Mhm.
you, uh, observed you being a leader on every single opportunity you could be, which is I think is a great quality to have moving into moving into the next level. Now I do want to ask you though, you were saying about racing yourself, like what's your perspective when it comes to winning and losing? Like how do you view that? What is that like for you?
Um, Losses make you better. So if you lose, and I mean, not everybody's gonna win everything, and that's okay with me. I went the entire season like undefeated until state, and I got second, and it was two Omima, so that's like the best person to get second too. So I was okay with losing. Losing's not like a lot. Some people, I was watching the sprint documentary on Netflix,
Yeah.
and some people's like outlooks on losing was crazy to me because I'm like, okay, but that should fuel you to go further and to be better rather than like being like, oh well, I got second, but girl, you got second, like that's still good.
It's a big
So
deal.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So now you said that about the sprint thing. So somebody having an attitude about being second, what's your perspective on sportsmanship then? Since you
I'm a really nice person, so I like when people are really nice back to me. Um, I understand like having like me mug face before the race, but after the race we can congratulate each other and stuff. It's not any animosity just because we raced against each other or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. You be locked in, yeah. We again, like
Yeah.
Coach said, we're at the pits or in the sand or setting up hurdles, and you are locked in, but in a nice way, not that you're unapproachable. So I think that's really
Yeah.
important. How do you feel being an athlete has shaped who you are as a person?
It's definitely helped me. I really don't do anything outside of track, so it's very time consuming. So it's track has become me. I am track. Um, I think it shaped me up as a person to know how to push myself further, and leadership definitely. And I made a lot of friends through track. I've like met some of the greatest people I know, even through like small track teams on at school and stuff like that. But these are still like really, I like the connections that track gives, definitely. So yeah.
okay, what do you see as track? How do you see this helping you future reference wise, like in your career, uh, through ups and downs of life? How do you think track will benefit you down the road?
I think, well, in college, it just, I don't know, push me further. I feel like I'll have a lot more support for college, definitely with like the track team and stuff. Um, in career wise, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to as a collegiate athlete? Um, you talked about the team camaraderie. What are you looking to achieve? What are you hopeful for beyond the team camaraderie in your performance in the 400? Or what are some things you're excited about as you transition into Purdue?
Pushing myself further. I pushed myself a lot in high school, but like you can only push yourself so far with that level of training. So I'm excited for like the next level of training that I'm gonna be doing. And just having like it's kind of all on me now, and it's like it's up to me what I do, and not like up to my mom or all the teachers and stuff like that. It's up to me how everything performs. So I'm just excited to like kind of be independent and really, I feel like, go to West Lafayette and kind of lock in on what I need to do.
Okay, two things. Go ahead and give your school a shout out since Coach
Oh, yeah,
snuck it in
sorry,
there. It's her
my bad.
school, so she wanted to sneak
Boiler
it in there.
up!
Hey, I was hesitant. You told me, I was like, I tried to whisper it. Yeah, shout them out. Shout them out.
Yeah.
Shout them out.
Yeah, shout out Purdue, go Boilers, boiler up.
Okay, so we're at Purdue.
Mhm.
I went to IU. I'm not holding that against either one of you. I'm
No,
not.
and you should not.
Mhm.
And you should not.
Right,
Well,
right.
I'm not from Indiana, so it doesn't matter. Uh, okay, so second, like, you said you're looking for the next level of training. What do you hope to get out of track and field overall? Like, what's your short term goals? What's your long term goals when it comes to track?
I want to go to NCAAs definitely. I don't necessarily. I'm more of a person. I don't put like all my eggs in one basket. So I don't necessarily. If track isn't my professional career, I'm completely fine with that. My goal isn't necessarily to be a professional athlete. Um, I want to run during college, and if I end up at the Olympics, then that's what happens, and that's great. But I kind of, I don't know.
You're going good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to do something else for professionally, but
Oh,
it's
oh,
a nice thing to do for college and for high school and like growing up and stuff. And if it ends up there and I end up like at the Olympics, or I end up where I'm in a situation where I feel like being professional athlete is where I should do what I should do, then I'll probably do that. But
okay.
yeah,
So you talked
just see how
about
far I can take it.
absolutely. We want you to take it far so we can say we knew her. So you talked about your support, and when you transition to college, you're gonna have your mom or your teachers or whatever supporting you. So what did that support look like for you at the high school stage, and even when you started running when you were 7, your mom said she needed to get that energy out of you. So how has your village been supportive to the accolades and your achievements in the sport?
So my mom, it's just me and my mom and my dad in Indiana. So like all my family lives in Louisville, Kentucky. And so every single meet that they can watch, they get on there and they watch it. They ask us like, what time is she running? How many events is she running? There's a family group chat. My mom just puts like all my stuff in there. She's like, okay, Gia did this today, and Gia got third, and Gia. So they're very supportive, even though they're like a little far away. And so they're always texting me, like congratulating me, and just very excited. So, and then my coach Long from Pike, she always posts my, even after I graduated, she was posting like what my achievements were at Junior Olympics. And I was like, girl, I graduated, but she was still posting it because she was still like Pike proud, once a Red Devil, always a Red Devil. So she was still posting all my accolades and stuff. And my mom has been my support because she like takes me everywhere, takes me to all the meets. We went to New Balance indoor this year. So she took me all the way to, where was it? I forget what, all the way on the East Coast.
Was it New
And we've
York?
been everywhere just with track. No, it was not, it wasn't Delaware, but it was I can't remember where the place is.
Oh, okay.
Uh
I don't know. Don't worry. We'll
yeah,
figure.
somewhere over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So with
But
such a
yeah,
long
she
season, New
supports me by
Balance.
taking me.
No, I was saying
I said
like,
she just supports me by taking.
yeah, okay.
Um,
That So with it's been a long season. You started New Balance is an indoor season, right? So that's like early. I don't know exactly when it is, but I know it's earlier in the year, which means you
Yeah.
probably started training in December or so. How do you maintain like your health physically, prevent injuries? What's your nutrition look like throughout all this time to stay at where you need to be to compete at this level?
So senior year, I took a class, I'm not earth space science, exercise science, IB exercise science. And oh, shout out Mr. Aw, love Mr. Aw. So it was a great class. So it's just a bunch of athletes in that class, and it was first period, and all we did was learn about like the nutrition of athletes, how professional athletes like maintain everything and how they train. And like honestly, he was very brutally honest. It was like professional athlete training is not fun. Nothing's fun about it because it's just such like a routine. And so you eat the same things every day to maintain your carbs and everything like that. So I was in that class, and so that definitely helped with like my nutrition. But most of the stuff I was learning in there, I was doing anyway. But and just taking breaks when I needed to. After I came back from New Balance Nationals, I took like a 4 week break, I think, from school because I was just like, okay, let me exhale. Not from school, from track.
mhm.
Just so I could exhale a little bit and like breathe. And yeah, and Coach Garvin was like completely okay with that because it for a minute there I felt like I was like running.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. What's
Well,
your like if you have to go through now outside of the break when you get back into competing again? What's your daily routine look like? Like what would you how would you describe a day in terms of what you're doing?
Um, Usually it's probably not good, but go eat breakfast in the morning. Then I went to school, and then I would have a lunch, like usually a salad. I would make myself a salad in the morning, and then eat that during school, and then like a bunch of granola bars or something else to keep me and feel full the day. Then after school, um, go to practice or go to weights, and then go to practice, and then go home, eat a big dinner, do my homework, go to sleep, or like do my homework at school. That's what I mainly did because I didn't have a seventh period.
Okay. On
Don't you?
average,
Yeah,
I'm curious. Well,
Oh
sorry,
yeah.
coach. I just
No,
had. I
you
just,
go.
when she
You
said
go. You
something
go.
about she said something about sleep, and I'm just like, well, on average, how
Right,
much
right.
sleep would you say you got? Like, are you like an early to bed person? Are
not
you like
enough.
a I'm a oh okay. Can I give you a little tip? When you go
Yeah,
to the next round, to this next level, I'm gonna need you to get more sleep. Okay, it's
definitely.
gonna be very important because
Yeah,
your warm up is gonna be like your high school workouts. So
yeah,
just know that part.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's like, yes, I'm embracing. I'm embracing myself for that.
Yeah. I wish I got more sleep. It just felt like there wasn't enough time in the day. Nothing would get done until it was way too late. And so I was going to sleep at like 10 at night, but then I had school at like 7, so I had to wake up around like 5:50. So it just wasn't enough time in the day to go to sleep early enough. But yeah.
Well, you at least are getting 7. That's better than
Yeah.
most. But you
Yeah.
know, Coach Ware's like, absolutely not. Uh,
Right.
how things become routine. Like you said, track takes up a lot of time, and so how did you balance? You just talked about the sleeping component, but balancing being an athlete and doing well academically. How did how does that look for you, balancing both?
During senior year, it was great because like my study hall was in like the middle of the day, so I would go to study hall and like really lock in for those 45 minutes and do what work if homework needed to be done. Did my homework early, and then fifth period. Our fifth period at Pike is kind of weird, where it's like a 2-hour block, and so then some of it's lunch and some of it's like another study hall period. So study in there, and my teacher used to get done really early, so I had a bunch of time to do my work and do whatever I need to be done for like the week. So study third period, fifth period, and then I got out after sixth. So then study seventh because then I had practice after that, so I wouldn't like leave the school or anything. So I would do work there, and then sometimes on Tuesdays we had study tables. So then sometimes do work there. And just fit it in whenever I can. And then if it doesn't get done during the school day, after practice it gets done, but it's really hard to do that because I'm tired. But yeah.
Okay, nice. Well, Gia, we look forward to watching you on the next level. Now,
Yes, thank
if people
you.
want to follow you, kind of watch your development over this next phase of your track career, where should they look you up at?
I don't even know what my Instagram is. I think I think it's underscore Gia. I don't know actually. Hold on,
We'll
let me
find
look.
it for you. We'll
Yeah, yeah,
post it
yeah,
in the
yeah.
notes. How
I have
about that?
no idea.
We'll post it in the notes
Okay,
for you.
yeah, yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, that
Let's do
way
that.
it'll be there. So
Yes,
we'll tell them to follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
yes. And Jen, what's one thing you would like to leave with
Okay.
those who are watching, who, if it's something you wish someone would have told you when you first started running track, something to leave the youngins who are looking up to you and want to run track or try it out?
Be very intentional in what you do, and know that somebody's like kind of always watching you. So don't like goof around and stuff. If you're trying to get recruited and go to school, don't do like dumb stuff on the internet, or don't be in situations where you shouldn't. And then also be very intentional in what you're doing. I just recently though, I started being intentional and like more intentional and meticulous about how I run my 400, and that definitely helped me. I used to just get out there and run, but then I started like being strategic and analytical about it and breaking it down, and that definitely helped me like slow down and realize exactly what I'm doing. So be very intentional in everything you do.
It's
All right.
awesome.
Thank
Awesome
you.
nuggets. Yes, thank
Thank
you
you.
for that. Thank
Appreciate
you for
that.
your time. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a pleasure having you. Wishing you the best,
Yes.
Thank
even
you.
at Purdue.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely at Purdue. I'm gonna pull up.
Oh, I'm an
Be
IU
very
guy, but it's
cool.
okay. It's okay.